Hi, and welcome to week 15 of my home life remodel. I can't believe it is week 15, but here we are. I am standing in the living room, facing into the kitchen, and you can even see part of the dining room in there. A lot has happened this week. We're pretty excited. First off, Sean, our plaster and drywall guy, was here doing a lot of work on the plaster in the living room. These walls had some cracks that were evident, just some patchy unevenness, a lot of nail holes from this being an apartment for years with tenants living in it and putting up whatever they wanted. But Sean was doing a great job smoothing this all over. It doesn't look like drywall, but in a way I think it's a lot more beautiful. It's handcrafted looking and a lot of work. He says it's not hard, but it's definitely something that you need to be skilled in to be able to tackle a project like this. He's working on the first floor now because we've decided that the first floor is going to be a priority so that we can get the carpets ripped up that's in the living room. You've seen the carpet, it's pretty disgusting, but there's going to be beautiful wood floors underneath, we're hoping, and we're going to get those redone. And we need to get those redone before the kitchen cabinets go in. And the kitchen cabinets are going to be ordered this weekend. Thought maybe we were going to have that done by now, but we did have the actual cabinet installer come out and measure our house. That went pretty well. We were a little bit off. We were actually only a quarter of an inch off, but the window wasn't placed where we thought, and that made a big difference. So we had to do some adjusting today at Lowe's to get everything to fit in a way that was also aesthetically pleasing. The guy's name's Dave. He came out. He was making some suggestions for other things we hadn't looked into, and we spoke with our kitchen designer, and I think we're pretty pleased with the way it turned out. It's not perfect, but you get to a point where the details, at least to me, stop mattering. You just want to see something. So we're going to order them this weekend. They said it'll take 4 to 5 weeks for that to come in. Then in that meantime, we're hoping to get the floors done. That seems like plenty of time, but you never know. There's always problems along the way. So let's take a quick tour of some of the work that's been done. Now here's the fireplace, and Sean isn't exactly done, but he's mostly done. And to the right of the fireplace, we're focusing in. There used to be a really big crack that kind of went up and down the whole way. And now you can't see anything. At the baseline, there's going to be another layer of trim that'll cover up all that unevenness there. But if we look above the fireplace, it looks incredibly smooth and even. Just some beautiful work there. The fireplace itself is going to get a wood stove insert, and that is another thing that we can't wait to get started on. We're hoping in the next 2 weeks we'll get that in. Sean said that the plaster should be given a week to cure. We're also going to paint the fireplace brick a different color. It is faux marbled right now, and that's okay for some people. It's not really our taste, so we're going to just paint it kind of a dark solid brown, and we think it's going to look really good with the wood stove that we picked out. Now these are the kitchen floors that we had covered in paper most of the time, but pulled up once we got the last of the demo done. You can see now that they have plaster and joint compound on them and stuff, but Sean says that they're going to be fine. Now we cross over here into the old kitchen, which is going to be the dining room, and Josh started tearing up, I think it was 2 layers of vinyl, and then we've got some subfloor, and then there's another layer of vinyl, and then you get down to the wood floors. And we're not sure how long this covering was on. It's a pretty ridiculous looking pattern. It kind of reminds me of Rainbow Bright, which is 80s, but I think it's probably even older than that. But this is the original tone of the wood probably, because we certainly don't think this has ever been stained. It hasn't gotten as much sunlight or aging, but very encouraging. We decided to hold off before pulling up the rest of the subfloor just again to let Sean finish with the drywall above it. Here is the kitchen space with the drywall on it. At first when the drywall went up we thought it looked a lot smaller, but these 3 giant trash cans which Josh is using to pick up the last of the junk kind of gives some perspective. There's still a lot of room in there, and I think it's going to work out nicely. Well, I think that's all we have to share for this week. Thank you for watching, and please turn back next week to see more progress.